Hi there, my name is Universa, and this is the Linatrix Linear Matrix Generation System Guide. That's a mouthful. Anyways, basically this app generates 2D aesthetic blank sprite sheets, if you read the description on the storefront, on itch.io. Anyways, so this is really simple how it works. You basically just have like your matrix settings here, and then your aesthetic some of your aesthetic settings here, and then you have your filter settings over here. Now, if you know what CSS is, then you'll know what I'm talking about when I say filters, and when I say aesthetics, and possibly when I say matrix, although that may not apply so directly. But anyway, so here you have your column of pixels. We call them pixels instead of like images or squares or anything like that. So you just have 4 columns of pixels, 4 rows, and they combine together to make a matrix. And then you have, how many pixels do you have? 16, because you're 4 times 4, which is 16. And then you might be like, wait a minute, that's not a matrix, that's just one linear line going downwards and upwards. Well, guess what? Because Linatrix is a bit quirky, we have to type in the little number, and then as you can see here, we now have a matrix of pixels. And you can zoom in and out with the plus and minus key near the numpad. Unfortunately, instead of the one near the backspace, I might change that in the future, or might add the option so you can do both. As I said, this is the first version. This is also my first application I've ever made, so that I've actually done this with. So please keep that in mind. So anyway, so here I have a 16 pixel by 16 pixels, and then you have one line gap between them. Now you can change this to whatever you want, of course, but we're going to keep it at 1 until we change the line size, which we're going to set that to 2 so we can actually see the ridge, which is the default one, but you can change that at line styles. Ridge is just, well, it's pretty self-explanatory, just adds like this ridge above the border. And you can change that size however you want, or put the gap size in, which you probably want to do if you want it to look clean. So there you go. And you could actually just snapshot it right now if you wanted to, and get an image and use it right now at any point of this. So you don't have to go through this whole process. This is just me showing you the whole thing. Okay, so now you want the pixel color. So what color do we want? We want mint cream, and then as you can see, things are changing as we're changing things. And then you can say line color could be dark gray, and there you go. There's, that's basically a usable blank sprite sheet there, and you could just save it out by clicking that. But we're going to keep going. So if just say for example you wanted to make the square circular, well, you could do that, or round it a bit, you could do that. Now unfortunately I don't think this supports the dual borders yet, but in the future I'll attempt to try and make that happen in the next versions of Linatrix. So we're just going to keep it at 2 for just so that we're using it, and then I'm going to change the border to, we could say, dashed. And now you might be looking at that and going, that's not dashed, what are you talking about? But it is, because it is actually dashed. Or you might say a double. Well, you can't see double without 2, because it works like CSS actually is 4, is it? Well, this is interesting. Maybe because we picked the same color as the... I wonder why it's doing that for. Huh. That's interesting. Is it because it's rounded borders? Oh, wait a minute. Am I typing it in? No. The cap size is 8. Ah, there we go. No, we probably need to make this cap a bit bigger. There you go. Now you can see. So you have to work with Linatrix to get it to do what you want. It doesn't just work straight away, unfortunately, because of the way it all works. But yeah, so you can get all kinds of cool things from bridge to dotted to dashed. Anything that CSS supports, pretty much. Outset, inset. So you have all these options, right? And then if you want to change, like, okay, this is a bit too bright, so you can lower the brightness. You might go, oh, I don't like the contrast. Well, change the contrast then. You might say, oh, I don't want that much color in it, but I want a little bit. There you go. And if you want to turn it to complete no colors whatsoever, then you can do that as well. So that's basically it. And then, like, if you want to use it, you just click snapshot. And unfortunately, you're not going to see this, but I will show you the resulting image. So it basically just brought up a save dialog, a save as dialog, and then you just click wherever you want to save it. So it'll usually go in wherever it goes. I don't know. You read a download folder. It does that for me, and then I can just go to my downloads folder. Sorry, I have a dog who's desperate to go downstairs to get his food at the moment because it's like his feeding time. Anyway, so I'll show you the resulting image. Give me just 1 second to do that. Open this up here and go to the download section and then click here. And you can see it up here, although of course this is a small image because it's a small pixel size, but there's actually a lot more high def on, oh there you go, actually that, yeah, it looks a lot more high def in person than it does on the video, unfortunately, but that's basically it. It's nice, so I definitely recommend it, that you try this out if you're trying to make blank sprite sheets, because it will be very good. And yeah, because as you can see, the smaller I make it, the more high def it is. Whoops, I just moved the thing. So yeah, it's only $2, and some of that money actually goes back to Itch, and then the other part goes to me, of course. And yeah, if you want to try out the demo version, it is commercial. So if you don't, if you can't pay the $2, then you can just use the commercial version of the demo, and it should work just fine. But yeah, hopefully you try it out, you like it, you support it by buying it, and I'll keep making more. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, and it's a PNG file, I should mention.